left for the FYG, and we have a gold laner. As for the last pick for TNZ, who is he going to pick?
Still Yusin is open. Lancelot is open for him.
Hayabusa also is
Yeah.
open.
So there is a lot of junglers they can choose.
Definitely.
TNZ.
Yeah, definitely. They might actually go for, I believe most probably they might go for Hayabusa or Lancelot, or stick to Yisun Shin. But no, they're not showing their cards right now. They're not showing their jungler pick, so they just went for Esmeralda to face Lapu Lapu in the XP lane. And right now we are in the second ban phase. Who do you think we're going to see get banned? Since we have already a jungler taken, an XP laner taken, and a mage taken.
For me, we will see a roamer. They will ban. Like, you have blue. Yesterday we saw it from Aurora. We have Crockett ban. Highlights, it was annoying last game. I saw it.
Your team is banned.
For Aurora. Oh, Lancelot is
Yeah,
banned.
Lancelot
Now
immediately banned. Immediately. They didn't even wait for 1 second. They banned Lancelot immediately.
It's a common sense for Aurora and the FYG. They are like mirroring each pick, because if I will show my cards, it's they can counter it easy. So no problem. We will try to force junglers banned for the phase 2, and we will choose junglers for the last 2 picks. So no issues for us, because junglers, maybe like you can say it, important in the game that he can control the map, he can roam with a roamer, and he can ganks also. So he can control the map, and he can give an advantage for his team by objectives and towers.
All right, so we saw, of course, a Moscow ban, and right now the last ban is Ruby. Actually, it's very smart of Aurora to ban Hylos, because Hylos, if a pro player, a pro Hylos player is there in the FYG, he would actually be annoying for Fanny. Or annoying for the Aurora pick. So they might actually consider going for Yisun Shin, I believe so.
As yesterday, Lancelot for Aurora, and we saw Onek for Fanny. Do you remember Fanny King?
Yeah.
Now they are trying to, like, Moskov also, we have a lot of mains here, and they are trying to deny it.
Yeah, I expected a Hayabusa pick. I expected this was the most logical pick, facing Fanny actually in this game.
With the same mobility.
Yes, definitely. And I think right now the FYG might go for 2 more tanky picks, or actually they might take a risk and go for Granger, for example, in the gold lane, plus a tanky pick. So we will see about that.
We are waiting. We want to see, Granger?
So actually Claude is...
Lloyd or Granger?
I think they might go for Claude or Granger in that case. These 2 picks are actually great. Claude is the better choice, to be honest. He has more mobility and more rotation freedom in the map. And we're seeing Guinevere as well. I think they forgot about Guinevere, that's why they didn't notice that Guinevere is available. So it's a pick. Yeah, it's a surprise pick. It's actually a great pick as well, facing Aurora.
For Aurora, now like they have the last pick, and it will continue the puzzle for us. But for Guinevere, for the FYG, this is like little bit matters, because the FYG, they know how to play with Guinevere, and they have Fanny also. So, but Aurora Gaming, they have the same, and also for it, they have Hayabusa, Esmeralda, and Chu, and we have Zushin. For the last pick for Aurora Gaming, he will go for this pick.
He might actually go for this pick, or he might go for Harith as well. Harith as well as a gold laner. Actually, Badang is such a great choice.
First time we saw it.
Yeah, actually, I believe Badang will be facing Claude, and Esmeralda is going to be facing Lapu Lapu. They might prove me wrong in the game itself, but let's see. Great picks, wonderful picks. We're also we might see Guinevere as a roamer as well. So this is going to be interesting for Guinevere, since she has very high mobility.
You will go with who in the paper?
In paper?
Yes.
In paper, I would say Aurora, but the FYG has an interesting lineup, to be honest. Very interesting lineup.
For the FYG. Same.
Yeah.
Dark horse.
Yeah.
Why not?
Their lineup is very interesting. They're taking a lot of gambles. Aurora is playing it more safe than actually risky. So, but they have great picks as well. So let's see. Wish them all the best.
Yeah, I think that's all from our analysts. So one team looking to close it out clean, the other fighting to stay alive. Let's throw it over to our casters to bring you Game 2 between Aurora Gaming PH and DFYG. Casters, take it away.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Thank you so much, panel. Once again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's been nice to join here with Wolf. We're in Game 2 of this best of 3 right now, currently match point for Aurora Gaming. And for DFYG, they're going to have to make this work and get a win here to extend the series. Otherwise, they will be done here for Games of the Future 2025 in Abu Dhabi. Now, Wolf, I know we were talking about this on our own here while the panel was doing their discussion. This is such an interesting draft that Aurora brought, man. Like, they swerved it. They swerved it at the last second, too. And I think, again, we always talk about flexibility when it comes to the draft. This is a gold lane Cho.
That's right.
In the hands of Siggy Boom. And they switched it, you know, because we saw that in the earlier. Whoa, he's actually quite low. Okay, this is going to be a tough lane, by the way. That's why I wanted to highlight this, Wolf, because a gold lane Cho versus a Claude.
Ooh. All right, so that's it's a lot of time that Siggy Boom will not have, and Super Ken is threatening for this one. It's gonna be a war of attrition between two junglers, and Super Ken wins it. That is the Crammer that he was able to steal, but TNC will have the retribution for the gold crab. So arguable who got better off the trades. Agu will have to help Siggy Boom up top so that they will not be gapped that badly. Long actually misses on the Art of Thievery out there, so that's it's gonna be the end of that clash. But we're talking about the Cho. If the Cho is in the roam role, it is usually played in the team fights. You can always see it like every single time that there's a team fight. But if you're a gold lane Cho, there is this approach where you can be that split motion, and then you come in when the fight is already almost done, and then you get a pick off. You look for perhaps the Claude or maybe the Fanny, and in the macro battle, you are the hero that can actually chase the Fanny around because of how easily it is for you to get it. So I think it's a general idea why I pick up the Claude. Now said is the Guinevere that is actually being played as the roamer here for DFYG.
Yeah, it's really interesting, again, how some of the drafts, you know, you might see some similar heroes, but again, the ones that are flexible, that you can kind of interchange throughout the roles are what teams like to go for, especially in these more of like these high stakes, you know, these high stakes matches where you are facing a match point for specifically for DFYG. And, you know, the Guinevere roam can work. We've seen it work many times. We've seen it in the jungle. We've seen it in the roam. And for this most part, again, this was a first pick priority Fanny for Super Ken. They grabbed it right away. And so even then, you're leaning into that comfort for Super Ken. But it's also risky. It can be risky. It doesn't matter who you are as a Fanny player. You know it's going to be a risk for the team to make it work. And there's a certain type of execution that comes with that. If you fall behind, if you get an advantage throughout the course of this game, that then the rest of the team has to do. But I would say for the most part, this is all still very comfort also around the board. E1 once again on the Eve. And then, you know, we've seen Zed play this Guinevere in the roam before, Vel as well with a Lapu Lapu, who's a mainstay in the XP lane. So there's a lot of great opportunity here for the FYG to make this work, and the fact that that first turtle basically went uncontested and it wasn't fought for is fine, because again, for this whole lineup to work for DFYG, if they can get pickoffs around the Guinevere early on, great. If not, as Lung gets kicked there, if Lung will be online eventually.
Zed is in trouble. Get taken out. That's the first blood. Super Ken has to run away from this one. The Fanny will not be able to get away from Rosa's grasp. And that is going to be 2 kills for the Jushin and 1,000 gold lead for Aurora Gaming. What a start.
Big start already. Rosa with the Jushin, probably the most picked if it's open. Maybe aside from the Farsa right now, currently, just in the current meta, but also here the Games of the Future. And you, such a utility mage, you get an early start with it. You're going to scale up even better than you normally would. But even then, nice little dodge there. Make sure he doesn't get spatial migration. so he's going to be fine. But again, even using that beacon, look at for the turtle.
Oh, Vel?
Vel?
Okay, gets it. And actually forces Tianzi out. No retribution, no problem. Now Super Ken wants round number 2 in the mid lane. Quickly learns that he has to just get out of there as the damage coming out from Aurora is just way too overwhelming for him. Whereas the GFYG up top, Long is just taking out Sigiboom, and comes Pagu. Sigiboom might have overstayed his welcome, does have the purify, and will pop the ultimate down. Pagu in trouble, Pagu down. Rosal gets in front of Long this time. And we will be taken out as well. TNZ, consolation prize to take out the roamer of DFYG, but Aurora Gaming have challenged this Claude who has been freely farming up top, only to feed him with 2 kills.
I gotta say that was like a chess game right there, man. Up top, you know, you see Sigiboom take a ton of hits just from the auto attacks from Lung. They try to set something up there, but then Zed was there to help Lung, and then it just kind of turned into just a trade, you know. But yeah, you mentioned this. You get a kill on Lung. He needs that for the Claude to go ahead and scale up faster here. You know, and I'm wondering what Sigiboom is actually going to build on this show, just because we don't see the gold lane show picked up too often. Like, it's so rare to see it. I know right now he's got the War Axe. I just wonder through the course of this game what kind of build path he's going to go. Is it going to be more defensive? Is it going to be that pure hybrid? We know, you know, hey, there's some risky players they'll go damage, right? But in this case, you don't want to do that, obviously, against the Claude when it's across from you. So for the rest of Aurora Gaming's lineup, it's still relatively even across the board, nothing too crazy. I'm still surprised. Oh, E1.
Yeah.
As soon as he got the Sky Piercer.
There's tons. Now Sigiboom gonna be the trade. Pago wants to go for a kill up to Zed. Zed cracking a little bit for now, but eventually will fall. He can CNG to even get that killing
another
spree.
stack.
Another stack for the killing spree. Just as he hits it, he gets 2 kills. Oh man, what a dream scenario for TNZ. That doesn't really save them yet. In this game, as Super Ken and the gang, they were able to take on the show. Lunar is going to be able to defend the bottom lane, all the while that's happening. TNZ already working on this turtle. Retribution is available for Super Ken. In fact, he has a level advantage over TNZ. So that means that they will just take it. Seems like Super Ken is not even interested in that, especially because 4 members of Aurora Gaming are already positioned around the turtle.
Yeah, they knew they had that too. You know, this is going to be actually of concern though for DFYG. That TNZ is getting these stacks pretty easily right now. You know, and Aurora Gaming is actually feeding them to him if they get the opportunity to. Another turret's going to fall, so they work on their first turret. They get that down in the bottom lane for Aurora Gaming after getting that last turtle of the game. Now, in this case, like I said, DFYG, they have plenty of grounds to cover. They're not, you know, they're not far behind by any means at all. And as long as, once again, they can contest into the objective, the Lord, once it comes up in about 1:10, they should be there. DHS is now locked in for Lung. He should, does he have the 3 items? He can deal with pressure here, though.
Let's have the Purify for now, but 3 members of Aurora Gaming is going to be enough. It'll be a little bit too late onto that Purify. Rosa is going to be the exchange. Aurora going to be very happy about this, especially if they do score a kill onto Vel, which will be the case. A mega kill for TNZ.
Another stack.
Another stack, that's 3 in a row. Maybe the consolation prize is the mid lane. Seems like it's not going to be the case. Super Ken, the damage is not enough. Oh my goodness, Aurora Gaming have found so many wins across the map.
Yeah, it's just all over, you know, and it's too bad they didn't get that turret down at least in mid. It's nearly there, so maybe just getting that 1 hit. But, you know, for the most part, it's troublesome for Aurora Gaming to continue to go ahead and get these stacks for DFYG. That's where the trouble basically lies, because you're going to see TNZ now that he's got these stacks and he's got, you know, his scaling is where he needs to be, plus the Warcry emblem. He can actually just dive into these turrets and these setups if they find them. And that's what's going to kind of, that's exactly what I was talking about. Oh my goodness.
Oh, immediate burst. TNZ. Oh, we jinxed it, man, because we were so shocked about the damage output of TNZ and how quickly Long melted out there. The FYG weren't able to protect their Claude, and even without the retribution, seems like Aurora Gaming are not going to be phased when it comes to controlling this Lord, because they know they are in a massive advantage. Super Ken, can he pull off a miracle here? It seems like they're not even interested now. They're not even contesting this Lord, despite them knowing that TNZ committed the retribution.
Everyone's been or has seen a stacked up Hayabusa. Whether you've played against it or it's been on your team, it is a menace, basically, right? And TNZ, he's been basically unleashed. He's been able to go ahead and do a whole lot throughout this game, 10 minutes in, and this is where also that transition kind of happens now. Like, he is such a big threat with the shadow kill alone. Like this, even if they decide, okay, Rosa dies, okay, he doesn't, he chooses not to go in, which is better because they want to play into this Lord push. Rosa does die. That's what I was going to say, though. I was waiting for to see Super Ken get value out of this Fanny pick. I know for the majority, because of the nature of this game, he's been kind of forced to just stay in these off lanes and push. Oh.
Okay, Purify committed. Nullifying the real-world manipulation from DFYG.
Seaboom down bot.
Seaboom will just... I think that he has reached that status where all he needs to do is to just split the map with his Cho. It's going to be difficult for DFYG to deal with it. Cho, in fact, they will go for the heads to play. They will control Ken, and Super Ken is down.
Another kill.
Oh my god, this is not... It's not dangerous, Grass, but with that play coming up from Siggy Boom, you might as well be traumatized from that. Now Zen will have to pop his flicker, but it's not going to be enough.
Another one.
Okay, yep. TNZ with a godlike streak, 7-0 and 2 Bell. In the middle of 5 members of Aurora Gaming will be getting out. Fortunately for himself, there are no minions left in the mid lane. But Aurora Gaming, they're pressing the attack now. They want to get this purple buff. They get it. Bell wants to go for the exchange, but the kick from Siggy Boom and the pushback from Baku, they're avoiding Bell. Oh my goodness, Aurora Gaming are kiting. This level up, this is so difficult to deal with if you're DFYG.
Man, this is probably the most frustrated I feel like a Lapu Lapu would be. You know, you're trying to jump in, trying to initiate a fight with the bravest fighter, and you just get kicked. Like, imagine how that feels, how that looks. You're supposed to set things up, right? With that whole combination we see so much with Lapu Lapu, but with Seaboom on this Cho, he's able to just kind of stop that in his tracks. Whoa!
Okay, explosions into the mid lane now. For a while, DFYG are surviving. In fact, they were able to pop the Eve ultimate, but Zed is going to be the first one to drop. Aurora Gaming escapes the zone of DFYG. TNZ wants to go for Super Ken. Oh, the shurikens are enough. A double.
That's that Sky Piercer.
For TNZ, 9-0 and 2. Oh my goodness. A dream game for a Hayabusa.
That's a dream game for a Hayabusa. That's a dream game for a Sky Piercer. So you're going to go for more.
Boom wants to go for that kick. Finds it. Will not continue because long is going to be a problem. But of course they will give it to the Hayabusa this time. 10-0 and 2 for TNZ on this Hayabusa. How many stacks does he have right now? I think he's maxed out. He probably is maxed out.
Yeah. Yep. He's maxed. I was going to say, like, again, as soon as he bought that Sky Piercer, value right away. Got kills right as he bought it. So it's max stacks now. TNZ, like, that's why I was saying it's going to be a problem. It's troublesome for DFYG. Zed's going to go for a setup, but this is Siggy Boom. I don't think you're going to be able to do much at all. Good use of the beacon defensively to keep them from going further. And this is, once again, just an objective that's going to go in the hands of Aurora Gaming. In this case, Wolf, you know, when you're facing against a fully stacked Sky Piercer, this actually changes your approach to these team fights too, because of you're aware of it. But even regardless of that, the way that Pagu has been playing is what I exactly said in last game. He's so aggressive with it. You know, him and Lunar. Lunar is more so, playing a standard Esmeralda game for the most part. It's pretty difficult to kill an Esmeralda, but Pagu is making those plays, cutting them off in between turrets, utilizing the fist crack combination, fist break combination with that flicker if he has to. It's almost up again. So potentially he's going to force a fight and make DFYG actually respond to this as the Lord slowly makes its way down the bottom. They're trying to hold on to this mid turret. You got some waves being cut up by Super Ken up top. So he's done what he can to delay this a little bit more, see if they can stay in the game here. Over that 14-minute mark, they'll try to clear out this Lord. See what they do. Super Ken still cutting those waves. But again, Pagu, keep an eye out for him. If he decides to fight, he's got immortality as well. So that base turret being worked on, Super Ken will take their purple buff. But these next waves are going to be pushing in here. This base turret will go down. Oh,
there's the flicker, but the pick is not on the mark. Eve ultimate. Gonna prompt Aurora Gaming to receive so much damage. A little bit of an oopsie coming out from Siggy Boom. But Aurora Gaming, they have still achieved their mission. They are taking out the turret down the bottom lane. Pagu, the ultimate, just gone remembers DFYG. Did not pay the price as he flickers out of there. That should be it for DFYG, especially because TNZ, the threat of the Hayabusa, is looming just around the corner. We'll have to clear the minion wave in the middle. And Aurora Gaming will just be happy with one turret takedown. That's an inhibitor of DFYG in the bottom lane.
Yeah, usually off that first Lord, you know, finally that tier 1 turret goes down, by the way. Super Ken swings on in there, gets that down. They needed that. It's, you know, it's such a small thing that mid-tier turret does help. TNZ.
Oh, that's the beacon. That's why it was used now. Vel is going to drop. That is TNZ. Number 11 for himself. Eve with the ultimate. That they will just run away from that, but in comes the kick. Immortality is available for Zed, but I doubt that he will survive this. And that's a legendary.
This has to be
12-0-2.
This has to be one of the best videos in Games of the Future right now. 12-0-2.
For sure.
TNZ just again, having the time of his life, and it could have been it could have gone either way for either a Fanny or a Hayabusa. It just so happened that TNZ and the rest of the composition here really allowed him to shine, whereas more Super Ken really had to play the map. You know, he had to go ahead and focus on the side lanes essentially, but there's been really no fight for the objective. It's every objective, every turtle for the most part, and then the Lords are pretty much just for Aurora Gaming to take.
Yeah. Aurora Gaming, I doubt they will give this up. DFYG are not in position, maybe a steal, but Aurora Gaming are getting the Lord very, very quickly. Zed far too late, might be punished. There's the ultimate. Now they will take out Zed just like that. Siggy Boom wants to go for a pickup, but I'll find it for now. Such a calm take for Aurora Gaming. Zed trying to go for and just, you know, some sort of vision, some sort of optics around the Lord, but was quickly punished. And the ultimate coming up from Lunar. And Aurora Gaming are just prepping up for a possible ending push. Can this malefic gun from Long make it for DFYG? We're about to find out. Super Ken trying to go for some clearing out up top. For now, Aurora Gaming are waiting for the Lord.
With their lineup, they should be able to defend this, though. I know they're down 7,000 unless it goes bad with this team fight.
Oh, Siggy Boom getting punished. Actually down for the count. The Cho is down. The Aurora Gaming, all of their minion waves up top and in the middle were cleared out. The bottom lane with the Lord is also getting cleared out here. Just that one jump coming up from Siggy Boom that did not net any kick. It's gonna be enough. Super Ken, gotta be careful with this. All DFYG are on the aggressive now. They want to make a play. And that's going to be enough for Aurora Gaming to just sit down and wait and get back out of there.
That's what I was saying, Wolf. You know, with the lineup that they have, DFYG, they should be able to survive. You know, even a couple of these, maybe one more Lord push if they decide to concede that Lord over for the next one. I don't think they would want to, just because essentially, it's going to be an evolved. But you're seeing it. You know, they're able to go ahead and fight back. They're getting into that form where they're able to. You've got pretty much the items that you need, especially on Lung. He is the big damage dealer here alongside E1. E1 even having a little bit of defense there with the Winter Crown now. But, you know, Zed picking up an antique Karaz, so jumps in.
Double Violent Requiem out there. Can they take out Roast at least? Looks like that's not going to be the case because the stun from Siggy Boom stops Bell and the entirety of DFYG. Siggy Boom wants to get a pick off onto the bottom lane. Super Ken. Is this going to be enough damage from the Cho? The stun and the kick will be there. Damage not nearly enough.
Oh, they might get
punch from DFYG. The sandwich is there. Bell. Oh, misses the initial stun. They push the bottom lane. Siggy Boom just pushes them back. In comes the ultimate, the shadow kill. At this point, with 4 members tanking it, there's not going to be enough. DFYG live to see another set of minutes here, as Aurora Gaming's attempt onto the bottom lane was not going to be enough.
Well, if that's all they had to do, DFYG is just going through the checklist here. They had to make sure that they were able to defend. They did that. Now they're actually in a contest period where they can actually go ahead and contest this Lord. It's an evolved one. If they somehow secure this, that's going to be massive for them to start knocking down some of the tier 2 turrets. Oh,
they have isolated one. That's going to be Pagu. Immortality is going to be popped. Bell wants to secure this kill, wants to finish the jump, gets the flicker off. And the bravest fighter, yes, he can. Now it comes Rosa with the beacon. Bell is going to be traded off because of that. Rosa just handles the rest of the FYG. It comes to Fanny. What a winter crown, but the Eve ultimate is going to lock him down. Rosa out. Sigiboom looking for an angle with his Joe, prepping up the Jeet Kundo. Doesn't have the flicker for now, and he's going to be found by the members of the FYG. The kick is not nearly enough as he's getting punished. Now Lunar might be next on the docket. The FYG have found 3 kills, man. And can Lunar get away from this? It seems like that's not the target anymore for the FYG.
Oh, they're taking the Lord,
is going to put this Lord. No, but Tienzi is still alive and Retribution is still up. Are you sure you want to do this, the FYG?
This is a huge risk. I mean, Super Ken dealt with the wave. He's going to make it back up here. Lord's at a quarter of the health. Lunar low as well. Has to get away.
How's the Purify for now? TNZ goes for the backlash with Winter Crown.
Oh,
he wanted to punish. Immortality getting picked up. It's going to be the Winter Crown. Can they take him out? That's 14 kills that they can shut down. TNZ runs away. Long. It's not going to be enough. TNZ goes down. The punish, the shutdown, oh my goodness, and the Lord on top of it.
They did it. DFYG has taken the lead back in their favor with this Lord. It's an evolved one. The lead that Aurora Gaming has held on to for literally the entire game is now gone. TNZ still a little bit away to be back up, but they got to deal with this Lord. It's an evolved one pushing in, and DFYG is in a position to force a fight.
Oh, the Fanny overshoots. But that's just for poking. In comes the ultimate Pagu. And again, they will get out. The beacon just to get away from there. But the base in shambles. Pagu down for the count. Rosa as well. With no Hayabusa to defend. DFYG mounts the comeback. And we are going to game 3.
DFYG has to be happy about that. Again, facing a fully stacked TNZ Hayabusa. And they stay calm